Hi there, Alex here at mixinglessons.com. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do to optimize your computer's performance. These are all either free or relatively low-cost ways of getting the best performance out of your computer for when you're producing music. Before we get into the video, be sure to head over to mixinglessons.com/free-downloads. Over there you can get a free EQ cheat sheet, a free compression cheat sheet, and a free vocal recording guide, all 3 of which will really help you kickstart your mixes in your home studio. So the first thing that I would recommend that you do to optimize your computer's performance is to upgrade the RAM. Now, DAWs, that stands for Digital Audio Workstation, it refers to the software that you're recording and mixing on. These can be pretty power-hungry pieces of software. So find out what RAM your computer currently has, and then find out what the Digital Audio Workstation, the DAW that you use, whether it's Pro Tools, Logic, Reaper, Studio One, find out how much RAM that requires, or what the minimum requirement is for that piece of software. You want to match whatever the requirements of that software are, but ideally go a bit higher if you can. So find out what your computer currently has, find out how much RAM you can install into your computer, find out what the software that you use needs, and then at least match it or go higher if you can. The next thing that I would recommend is to swap out any hard drives for solid state drives. Now, if you've got a pretty modern computer, it almost certainly already has a solid state drive. But if your computer's a little bit older, swapping your hard disk drive for a solid state drive can really help. A few years ago, I thought I was at the point where I was going to have to get rid of my old MacBook because it was just really slow, really struggling. I'd had it since 2011, and I thought I'll try swapping the hard disk drive for a solid state drive, see if that helps. And it was unbelievable the difference it made. And my wife actually uses that laptop now for video editing, and for a 12-year-old laptop, it's still running really well. So switching over to a solid state drive can make a really big difference. The next thing you should do is close all unnecessary apps or applications whilst you're recording, mixing, mastering, or generally working on music production. Find out how to view what applications are running on your computer and find out what's actually using your computer's resources. It's amazing how many programs are running in the background that you don't know about, and each of those is using up some of your computer's power. So find out what's running and close as many unnecessary applications as you can. The next thing that I would recommend that you do is turn off automatic updates. And that goes for your DAW, but that also goes for everything else on your computer as well. There have been several times in the past where I've had problems with my music production software as a result of some unrelated piece of software downloading an automatic update. And so if those updates happen automatically, it becomes a lot more difficult to problem solve and work out where the problem's originating from. Whereas if you only ever do your updates manually, then you can think to yourself, right, things were running fine before I updated that program. And so it kind of gives you an idea of where the problem originated. And then my last piece of advice would be to hold off downloading updates when they first come out. So when a new update comes along for the DAW that you use, I like to wait a little while and make sure that other people are reporting that everything's running smoothly before I download it. The reason being, there's been many times in the past where I've downloaded the latest update and there have been glitches or issues that just haven't been ironed out yet. And then you find that your software will crash or it'll close randomly, or you just have issues that weren't there before and you spend the next few days or weeks trying to get your software to run as smoothly as it was before you downloaded this update. So when an update comes out, I hold off for a little while and I wait to hear people's feedback on how successful it's been for them before I download it. And then another little bonus tip, if you like. In general, I upgrade my DAW as infrequently as I can. You know, when a new version comes out, yes, it's going to have more features. It's going to have all these things that make it better in one way or another. But for me, if it's not broken, I tend not to try and fix it. If things are running smoothly, then I tend not to rock the boat too much. And the older your computer gets, the less capable it is of dealing with the latest requirements of newer software. So expecting an older computer to run really new software is an area where you'll often run into trouble. And so in general, if your DAW's working well for you, it already gives you everything you need. Personally, from my point of view, I don't worry too much about upgrading to the latest versions. So I hope you found that useful. Hope that gives you some tips on how to optimize your computer to use it for recording and mixing and mastering. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Don't forget to head over to mixinglessons.com/free-downloads to get your free EQ cheat sheet, your free compression cheat sheet, and your free vocal recording guide. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you find these kind of videos useful, and I'll see you next time.